Hey, what's up everyone? It's your girl Brainy Shanae, and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul. Now I'm not sure if this is going to be my final unhaul for the year. I feel like it might be. We shall see. But let's go ahead and get into it. Like most of these books, maybe some of the special editions that I have in this pile will go on Pango. The previous books that I have on Pango, they're going to be, I'm probably going to be taking them down and giving them to half price books. And then the editions that I have in this particular pile, I'll go ahead and put them up on Pango. So whatever is on my Pango right now, go ahead and grab it, because in the next 24 hours, I'm going to take them down. So just FYI. But anyways, so this is a series. This is Mangas. And it's only 5 volumes in this series, and I really enjoyed it, but I felt like it's time for them to go to their own home. Like I said, I really enjoyed this series. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's time to move on. So I'm going to be getting rid of volume 1 of Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. So this is volume 1. The next one is volume 2 right here. And then we have the third one, the fourth, and we have the 5th one. So there's only five in this series, and I really enjoyed it, but it's time to move on. So these mangas are going to be going to a new home. So yep, gotta get rid of these. Now these 2 books, I think there's a third in this particular, I guess, duology, whatever. But I am no longer interested in reading them. I had ordered these, from, I think, Fairy Loot, at the time. And then I just became, not interested in reading them. So these will be going on Pango, definitely. So the first book is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This was a rave a couple of years ago, and people were talking it up, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to read it," but I never got a chance to read it. So I figured it's just time for me to move on. But this is the Fairy Loot edition. Once again, this will be going up on my Pango. This is what the book looks like. It's in great condition, I promise you. Here are the end papers as well, if you want to get a closer look, and it's also signed by the author. So like I said, this is in great condition. Here is the sprayed edges. But yeah, so this will be going on my Pango once again, so check it out. Then the second book is the the Atlas Paradox, Destiny is a Choice by Olivia Blake. And this is the second one. Let me see. I think this is also the Fairy Loot edition. I could be wrong. Let me double check, you guys. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it is a special edition. Yeah, I don't think this is, it is Fairy Loot. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive edition of the Atlas Paradox. This is what it looks like. Here's the stenciled edges, and also this is what it looks like naked. And here is the end papers as well. So this will be also going on Pango. It needs a new home. It's been on my shelves for too long, and usually now what I'm going to be doing is, if it's on my shelves for over a year or two, it's time for me to move on, because when the following year, when 2024 comes around, there's going to be other great books that are going to be coming out, and I need some shelf space. I'm not going to lie. I need some shelf space, and if you've been on there been on my shelves for a while, you got to go to a new home. So getting rid of those. These will be on Pango once again. This next book, I already have a copy of this, so I really don't need this other one. And so that is Sis Don't Settle, How to Stay Smart in Matters of the Heart. This is by Faith Jenkins. right here. And for this book, it says it all starts with not settling. It says, by day, Faith Jenkins is the host of Oxygen's Killer Relationship with Faith Jenkins and the former host of the nationally syndicated relationship show Divorce Court by night. She's a happily married new mother who navigated these dating streets for years before learning how to attract the love of her dreams. When she turned 35 without a wedding ring in sight, like most women, she started getting tons of questions about not being married, but she made a decision: I will not settle. Modern culture would have women believe they don't have it all and be smart, successful, strong women with authentic love to boot. Wrong. Told in Faith's signature style, sometimes salty and sometimes sweet, Sis Don't Settle, Faith's signature style, Sis Don't Settle provides real solutions that will teach you how to thrive in relationships while avoiding common missteps and pitfalls. She delivers it straight with no chaser to show you how to level up and reminds you that how you live single will set the tone for your success and relationships. It says, smart, illuminating, and often laugh out loud funny, Sis Don't Settle is the essential playbook that will help you build your confidence, generate better results in love, and land a high-value relationship once and for all. You'll find tips on topics like strong, independent women and the men who love them. So I already have this copy. It was someone had, I think a publisher had sent it to me and I already had it. So I was like, I don't need 2 copies. So this is going to be off my shelves. The next book, I already had the audio for this, so there was really no point in me having the physical, so I figured it would go to a new home. And this book is by Melissa De La Cruz, and that is one of the headmaster's list. It says one of them was driving, one of them was high, one of them screamed, one of them died. So here is this particular book. It says scream, float, crash, 4 teens, 3 suspects, 1 burning question. Who would want a high school sophomore dead? I believe this is YA. It says, Friday night, the party of the summer, 4 teens ride home together, but one never makes it. When high school sophomore Chris Moore is tragically killed in a car crash, Armstrong Prep is full of questions. Who was at the wheel? And more important, who was at fault? 18-year-old Spencer Scandal wishes she knew. As rumors swirl that her ex, Ethan, was the reckless driver, she can't bring herself to defend him, and their messy breakup has nothing to do with it. She can't remember anything from that night, not even what put her in that car with Ethan, Chris, and Tabby Hill, the new loner in school. The hunt for answers intensifies when a student's true crime podcast takes an interest in the case, pushing Spencer further into the depths of this sinister mystery. Was it all just a night out that went very wrong? And is it a coincidence that everyone but Chris was on Armstrong's esteemed honor roll, the headmaster's list? In a place ruled by pedigree and privilege, the truth can only come at a deadly price. So yeah, I already have the audio, so I really didn't want to have a physical. Like I said, I need some shelf space, y'all. I have no choice. So I figured that someone would really enjoy this book. So this will be going to a new home. Right, these next 3 are manga. This is volumes 1 through 3. The series is still continuing, but I began to fall out of love with it. I started to get bored with it. I don't know why. I feel like in the 3rd volume, I'm like, okay, what happens next? What happens next? Okay, is the Empress going to ever get remarried? Because that's the whole point. It literally says the remarried Empress. But so does this happen? I felt like it was just lagging and it was just too slow for me. So if I just gave up on this series, but they're manga. And so we have the Remarried Empress volume 1 right here. That'll be going to a new home. This is volume 2 that will also be going to a new home as well. And then we have volume 3 that needs a new home. So here are the 3 volumes of the Remarried Empress. If somebody wants them, literally contact me, DM me. We can figure something out and negotiate a price. But yeah, so these will be going to a new home. The next book, I wasn't really interested in reading this, but I was able to get this on my Audible. So I figured I would just read it for myself, like read it on my own time or just listen to it. I don't necessarily need the physical copy. And so that is Court of the Undying Seasons. This is by A.M. Strickland. I believe this is like a vampire type of book. It says, let's see. In becoming a vampire, I'm less than a girl and more. Or maybe I'm becoming what I always have been, deep inside, a blade. When 19-year-old Finn volunteers to take her secret love's place in their village's finding, she is terrified. Those who are chosen at the finding are whisked away to Castle Courtheart, a vampire school where human students succeed and become vampires, or fail and spend the rest of their lives as human thralls, or they don't survive long enough to become either. Finn is determined to forge a different path, learn how to kill the undead, and get revenge for her mother, who was taken by the vampires years ago. But Courtheart is as captivating as it is deadly, and Finn is quickly swept up in her new world and its inhabitants, particularly Gavin, her handsome and hostile vampire maker, whose blood is nothing short of intoxicating. As Finn begins to discover new aspects of her own identity and test her newfound powers, she stumbles across a string of murders that may be connected to a larger ritual, one with potentially lethal consequences for vampires and humans alike. Finn must uncover the truth and find the killer before she loses her life or betrays her own heart. So yeah, like I said, I have the audio, so I don't need the physical copy. So this can go to a new home. So here's this. Next book, I have read this years ago, and it's time to move on. I believe I did a book review for this particular book. I'll leave that up above. And that is Like Home. This is by Louisa Onome. And I really enjoyed this book when I read it. So, yep, this is going to be going to a new home. Next book I had read a couple years ago, and I loved it. And, you know, like I said, it's just time for these books to have a new home, for someone else to enjoy these books like I did. So this next one is by Dana L. Davis. This is Roman Jewel. It says, whatever you do, don't fall in love. So this will be also going to a new home. The next one, this was given to me. I already had a copy of this one, and this is Data Baby. This is by Susanna Breslin. It says, my life in a psychological experiment. So that's this one. It says, let's see. What if your parents turn you into a human lab rat when you're a child? Will that change the story of your life? Will that change who you are? It says, when Susanna Breslin is a toddler, her parents enroll her in an exclusive laboratory preschool at the University of California, Berkeley, where she becomes one of over 100 children who are research projects in an unprecedented 30-year study of personality development that predicts who she and her cohort will grow up to be. Decades later, trapped in what she feels is an abusive marriage and battling breast cancer, she starts to wonder how growing up under a microscope shaped her identity and life choices. Already a successful journalist, she makes her own curious history the subject of her next investigation. From experiment rooms with one-way mirrors to children's puzzles with no solutions to condemned basement laboratories, her life-changing journey uncovers the long-buried secrets hidden behind the renowned study. The question at the gnarled heart of her quest: did the study know her better than she knew herself? And then it continues to say, at once bravely honest and sharply witty, Data Baby is a compelling and provocative account of a woman's quest to find her true self, and an unblinking exploration of why we turn out as we do. Few people in all of history have been studied from such a young age and for as long as this author. But the message of her book is universal. In an era when so many of us are looking to technology to tell us who to be, it's up to us to discover who we actually are. So yeah, this seems really deep. So yeah, I already have this, so somebody else can enjoy this book. These two are special editions. This one is This Vicious Grace. This is by Emily Thied. I think her second one just recently came out or is about to come out. This is Her Gift Can Save or It Can Kill. This is romantic suspense and utterly unforgettable. It says, Alyssa's gift from the gods is supposed to magnify a partner's magic, not kill every suitor she touches. Now, with only weeks left until a swarm of demons devours everything on her island home, Alyssa is running out of time to find a partner and stop the invasion. When a powerful priest convinces the faithful that killing Alessa is the island's only hope. Even her own soldiers try to assassinate her. Despite to survive, Alyssa hires Dante, a cynical outcast marked as a killer, to become her personal bodyguard. But as rebellion explodes outside the gates, Dante's dark secrets may be the biggest betrayal. Dante holds the key to Alyssa's survival in her heart. Is he the one person who can help her master her gift, or will he destroy her once and for all? So, yes, I was interested with this book at the time, but now I'm not. I figured this be a good time for it to go to a new home, so I'll be putting this on Pango. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive edition, which is also signed by the author. So yeah, it's in great condition. It looks brand new. So if you're interested, definitely either reach out to me personally, DM me, or, it'll be on Pango. So here's this. Next is also a special edition. This is by Alexander Bracken. This is Silver in the Bone. This is like an author type of book, I believe. I do like the edges, don't get me wrong, but it's like I'm not really interested in the story per se. So this particular book will also go on Pango as well. This is signed by the author, and this is a Fairy Loot exclusive. So you can see here, this is what it looks like. So yeah, so there is that. And last but not least, which will also be going to a new home, is the Book of Gothal, Memoir of a Witch. This is by Mary McMain. So here is that. It says, this is set in Germany, 1156. Shunned by her village for her unusual fainting spells and black eyes, young Hilswise only solace lies in her mother's stories of witches, magic, wolfskins, and ancient mist-cloaked towers. When her mother dies, she sets off through the woods for the mysterious tower of fable, Gothal. There, Hesselweis discovers a haven, a safe refuge for women like her and for those who have lost their way in the harsh world of men. A place where magic lives and where the fairy tales of her mother's stories have more truth than she'd ever imagined. So, that is it. That is my unhaul. Like I said, I'm not sure if this is going to be my final unhaul for 2023. We shall see. If not, this will probably be it for a bit. Like I said, if you're interested in any of these books, please let me know. DM me. All my social media will be down below in the description if you want to reach out, especially, on IG whatsoever. And we can negotiate prices or whatever. But the ones that I said, the special editions, will be posted on Pango as well. But thank you all for watching. I really hope you are staying healthy and staying safe. And I will see y'all next time. See ya.